Hello, 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 and welcome to another unit of the week with me, Rangaroo. Today we are focusing on the BMP3, which is a really awesome Soviet transport unit. Now, the BMP3 is an IFV, which stands for an infantry fighting vehicle. That's what the BMP3 actually stands for in Russian, Infantry Fighting Vehicle 3. It was made in 1987 and it was intended to be the successor of the BMP2 and run IFVs. It is an amphibious vehicle, so it can work in water, but not in game mode because they haven't worked it out, and it really does pack some serious firepower. Now, this IFE can only be used in USSR Cat ADEX as it was made in 1991 and it is a prototype unit. So let's take a look at the weapons salary. Now, first up we do have the Archon ATGM, which is a heat-guided ATGM, which has a range of 2,800 meters, which is quite far, as most ATGMs only go 2,650. Has an accuracy of 10, meaning that it will hit most of its shots, and an AP power of 21. So it will always do damage to even a heavily armored tank like a Chimera. Has a decent suppression and a fire rate of 10 rounds a minute, so it can get off those ATGMs very fast. Now, the second weapon that we are looking at, the SA-70, which is a 100mm HE only cannon. It does not fire AP rounds, so it will not penetrate through heavily armoured vehicles, as it won't be doing any AP damage at all. Now, you've noticed its range to ground distance is 2,450, which is the most range that any cannon, any ground-based tank cannon has in game. But it can't shoot any tanks because it only shoots HE, so it is also downfall. So you really only be shooting infantry and lightly armoured targets at that range. Has a very good accuracy of 9, a HE power of 3, and a decent rate of fire at 10 rounds a minute once again. Now, last but not least, we have an SA-72, which is a 30mm autocannon, which is what the BMP2 uses. So they brought over a little design factor from the BMP2, has a range to ground of 1,750, and a range to helicopters of 1,575. So it shall be able to engage helicopters that are in the air and do a little bit of damage to them. Has an accuracy of 6, which is decent, and an AP power of 2, which is pretty decent for taking out lightly armoured vehicles and doing a bit of damage. Also, it's an autocannon, so it has 1 HE, a bit of suppression, and a rate of fire of 150 rounds a minute. And for an autocannon, it's pretty bog standard, but it's very good, especially combined with the Arkham ATGM and 100mm HE cannon. And if we look at some of the more miscellaneous stats, it has 3 frontal armour, which is quite a lot for an IFV. Most IFVs only have run to 2, like LAV-25 and the Cougar, for example, only have 2 to run armor. So this having 3 armor is quite a big deal. 2 on the side, 2 on the rear, and 1 on top. It travels at 70 kilometers an hour off-road and 110 on-road. Pretty bad stealth, optics is okay, size is okay, and it has a very good autonomy of 600 kilometers, which is, well, quite far, I have to say. There is sort of a downside with this unit. It can only be brought up with one infantry in it, and that is the Mott Strackley. So if you want to bring BMP3s in your deck, you're going to have a Cat A USSR deck, and you're going to have them in Mott Strackleys, as no other USSR unit allows the use of BMP3s. Now, in your gameplay, this is a brilliant support unit, absolutely brilliant support unit to use to support your main forces, as it can really take down tanks at long range, thanks to its Arkham ATGM missiles. And if you're having trouble with pesky infantry, well, that's what the 2 cannons you have for to mess them up. And even by itself, it can stand up quite well in a firefight at long range. But don't use it as a mainline tank kill, your frontline pushing tanks, or it will get destroyed quite easily to ATGM Islands and other long range NRCs that the NATO forces have. And yeah, that was really all for the BMP3. This has been Rangaroo's Unit of the Week. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take it easy.